Saxena, and in this video I am going to discuss important Java programming interview question, their answers and explanations. So stay tuned till the end. Let's start. Hello everyone. Welcome to Fame World Educational Hub. I am Aishwarya Saxena, and in this video I am going to discuss important Java programming interview question, their answers and explanations. So stay tuned till the end. Let's start. Question number 1. What is Java and explain its features? Java is a high-level object-oriented platform-independent programming language developed by Sun Microsystems in 1995. It is widely used for building applications across various domains. The key features could be platform-independent, object-oriented, robust, multi-threaded, secure. When we talk about that Java is a platform-independent language, it is because of the JVM. It uses the JVM, that is the Java Virtual Machine, to run on any platform. Object oriented follows principles like inheritance, encapsulation, and polymorphism. It is robust. It offers a strong memory management and exception handling. Multi-threaded. It supports concurrent programming. Secure. It is secure. It provides a runtime secure environment by eliminating explicit pointer usage. Understanding Java's core features demonstrate your knowledge of why Java is preferred in many applications. Question 2. What is the difference between JDK, JRE and JVM? JDK stands for Java Development Kit. It includes tools for developing Java applications, compiler, debugger, etc. And JRE also. When we talk about JRE, JRE is nothing but the Java runtime environment. It provides libraries and JVM for running Java applications. Then comes the JVM, that is the Java Virtual Machine. It executes Java bytecode, ensuring platform independence. Clarifying these components shows your understanding of Java architecture and its ecosystem. Explain OOPS concepts in Java. There are mainly 7 OOPS concepts, but let's talk about the major OOPS concepts first of all. Inheritance, encapsulation, polymorphism, and abstraction. Inheritance allows a class to acquire properties and methods from another. Encapsulation restricts access to internal object details and allows controlled access through getter and setter. Polymorphism allows one method to behave differently based on the object it is acting upon. Abstraction hides complex implementation details and exposes only the functionality. A strong grasp of object oriented concepts is crucial as Java heavily relies on them for code structure and reuse. Question number 4. What are the differences among string, string builder, and string buffer? String is immutable. Every modification creates a new object. String buffer is mutable and non-thread safe, better for single-threaded operations. And when we talk about a string buffer, it is mutable and thread safe, suitable for multi-threaded. Understanding the pros and cons of these classes is essential for optimizing memory and performance. Question number 5. What are checked and unchecked exceptions? Checked exceptions must be handled at compile time. For example, IO exception, SQL exception. Unchecked exceptions occur at runtime to do not require explicit handling. For example, null pointer exception, arithmetic exception. Demonstrating knowledge of exceptions highlights your understanding of Java's robust error handling mechanism. Question number 6. What is the purpose of the final keyword in Java? The final variable, final method, and final class. Final keyword can be used in 3 different ways. When we talk about final variable, its value cannot be changed once assigned. That means it becomes constant. Final method cannot be overridden by subclasses, and final class cannot be extended. Using final effectively enhances program safety and design clarity. Question number 7. What is the difference between double equal and equals method? Double equal compares references, memory locations of objects, and equals method compares the content or value of two objects. This question tests your understanding of object comparison, a fundamental concept in Java. Question number 8. What are Java collections? Explain the types. Java collection frameworks provide classes and interfaces for storing and manipulating groups of data. The key interfaces: list, set, queue, map. List ordered and allows duplicates. For example, array list and linked list. Set is unordered and no duplicates are allowed. For example, hash set, preset. Queue follows FIFO, that is first in, first out. Example, priority queue. Map stores key value pairs. For example, hash map and tree map. Knowing collection is crucial for handling data effectively in Java applications. Question number 9. What is multithreading in Java and how it is implemented? Multithreading allows concurrent execution of two or more threads to maximize CPU utilization. Implementation could be extending and implementing. Extending thread class. Override the run method. Implementing runnable interface. Define the run method and pass it to thread object. Multithreading knowledge is vital for building efficient, responsive applications. Question number 10. Explain garbage collection in Java. Garbage collection automatically reclaims unused memory, ensuring efficient use of resources. How it works? Performed by the JVM, uses algorithms like mark and sweep, generational GC. The methods to request GC, system.gc method and runtime.getRuntime.gc method. Knowing garbage collection showcases your understanding of Java's memory management. Number 11. What is the difference between an abstract class and an interface? Abstract class can have abstract and concrete methods, supports fields, non-static and static, use extends for inheritance, allows constructors, whereas interface contain abstract methods. Java 8 Plus also supports default and static method. Fields are public, static, and final by default, and use implements for inheritance. Understanding when to use abstract classes versus interface is critical for designing extensible codes. Question number 12. What is the difference between overloading and overwriting? Method overloading. Same method name, different parameter list. Resolved at compile time. It is static binding. Method overriding. Subclass refines a parent class's method with the same signature. Resolved at runtime. Dynamic binding. Demonstrates your understanding of polymorphism and code reusability. Question number 13. What is the transient keyword in Java? Marks a variable as non-serializable. During serialization, transient variables are not included in the serialized objects. Example is as follows. This tests your knowledge of serialization and data handling in Java. Question number 14. Explain the Java memory model and its division. Java memory is divided into heap, stack, method area, PC register, native method stack. When we talk about heap, it stores objects and JRE classes. Stack stores methods, call frames, and local variables. Memory area stores classes, metadata. PC register track current instructions. Native method stack used for native method execution. Understanding the memory model is crucial for debugging and optimizing applications. What are the different types of inner classes in Java? Static, nested class, non-static inner class, local inner class, anonymous inner class. When we talk about the static nested class, it is declared with static. Non-static inner class associated with an outer class instance. Local inner class defined with a method. Anonymous inner class has no name and is used for short-term usage. Knowing inner classes help in structuring classes and minimizing code dependencies. Question number 16. What is the difference between hash map and hashable? Hash map and hash tables. Answer. Hash map. Not synchronized, not thread safe. Allows one null key and multiple null values. Hash table. Synchronized, that is thread safe, doesn't allow null keys or values. This showcases your understanding of collections and concurrent programming. Question number 17. What are functional interfaces in Java? Functional interfaces have exactly one abstract method. They are used for lambda expression. Example, runnable, callable, comparator. Introduced in Java 8, functional interfaces are foundation for functional programming. Question number 18. How does Java handle multiple inheritance? Java doesn't support multiple inheritance with classes to avoid diamond problem. However, it allows multiple inheritance through interfaces or default methods. When we talk about interfaces, a class can implement multiple inheritance. Default methods in the case of conflicts that class must override the method. This highlights your understanding of Java's design philosophy. Question number 19. What is the difference among wait, sleep, and join methods? Wait method temporarily releases the lock, allowing other threads to execute. Sleep method pauses the thread for a specific duration but doesn't release the lock. Join method waits for the thread to complete execution. This tests your concurrency knowledge, a vital part of Java programming. Question number 20. What is the purpose of the volatile keyword? Ensures visibility of changes to variables across thread. Prevents threads from catching variables, forcing them to read from main memory. Example is as follows. This is crucial for ensuring data consistency in concurrent programming. What are Java annotations and why are they used? Annotations are metadata used to provide additional information to the compiler and runtime about program elements like classes, methods, and fields. The types are built-in annotations and custom annotations. Built-in annotations example include override, deprecated, suppress warnings, and custom annotations defined using interface. Example is as follows. Annotations improve code readability, aid in validation, and simplify configurations. Question number 22. What is the synchronized keyword in Java? The synchronized keyword is used to control thread access to critical section of the code or shared resources, preventing race condition. The types are method synchronization and block synchronization. The method synchronization locks the entire method, whereas the block synchronization locks a specific block of the code within a method. Example is as follows. This tests your understanding of thread safety in Java application. Question number 23. What are Java streams and how do you use them? Java streams, introduced in Java 8, provide a functional programming approach to the process sequences of data. The key operations are intermediate and terminal. When we talk about intermediate, filter, map, and sorted methods are there, whereas for the terminal, for each, collect, and reduce methods are present. Example is as follows. Streams simplify data processing tasks and showcase functional programming concepts. Question number 24. What is the difference between comparable and comparator? When we talk about comparable, it is used to define natural ordering implements compared to. Comparator used for custom ordering implements compare. Example is as follows. Understanding these interfaces is vital for sorting and organizing data. Question number 25. What is the purpose of super keyword in Java? The super keyword is used to access parent class methods or fields called parent class constructors. Example is as follows. This highlights inheritance and the ability to reuse parent class functionalities. Question number 26. Explain the difference between callable and runnable. Callable does not return a result or throw checked exceptions. Callable returns a result and can throw checked exceptions. Example is as follows. This shows your understanding of advanced concurrency in Java. Question number 27. What is the difference between throw and throws? Throw used to explicitly throw an exception. Throws declares the exceptions that a memory can throw. Example is as follows. Differentiating these is crucial for exception handling clarity. What are default and static methods in interfaces? Default methods provide implementation in interfaces useful for backward compatibility, whereas the static methods can be called on the interface itself, not on its implementations. Example is as follows. Introduced in Java 8, these features enhances interfaces flexibility. Question number 29. What is the difference between deep copy and shallow copy in Java? Shallow copy copies only references, not the actual objects. Changes in the original object reflect in the copy. Deep copy creates a new object and copies all fields recursively. Example is as follows. This tests your understanding of object cloning and memory management. Question number 30. Explain the difference among public, private, protected, and default access modifiers. Public, accessible from any class. Private, accessible only within the declared class. Protected, accessible within the package and by subclasses. Default, which is also known as package private, accessible only within the package. Access modifier demonstrates your ability to control encapsulation and data hiding effectively. What are weak references in Java? How are they useful? Weak references are references that do not prevent their reference from being garbage collected. Used in caches where objects should be garbage collected when not in active use. Example is as follows. Weak references optimize memory usage and demonstrate knowledge of Java's memory model. Question number 32. What is the purpose of the final keyword in Java? Final keyword can be used in three different ways in Java programming. Final variable, final method, and final class. Final variable, its value cannot be changed after initialization. That means it becomes constant. Final method cannot be overridden by subclass. And final class cannot be extended. Example is as follows. This keyword enforces immutability and security in your code. Question number 33. What are daemon threads? How are they different from the user threads? Daemon threads, background threads that provide support service to the user threads. JVM, that is the Java Virtual Machine, terminates them when no user threads are running. User threads are primary threads that keeps JVM running. Example is as follows. Daemon threads are critical for understanding threads lifecycle management. Question number 34. What is the difference among string buffer, and string builder in Java? String. is immutable. New objects are created for each modification. A string builder is mutable, not thread safe. A string buffer is mutable, which is thread safe. Example is as follows. Demonstrates your understanding of performance trade-offs in string manipulation. Question number 35. What is the difference between serializable and externalizable? Serializable, default serialization mechanism. Java handles object state. Externalizable, custom serialization. You define how the object is serialized and deserialized. Example is as follows. Test your knowledge of object persistence and optimization strategies. Question number 36. How does the Java class loader works? A class loader loads Java class into the JVM, that is the Java virtual machine. The types include Bootstrap class loader, extension class loader, and application class loader. Bootstrap class loader loads core Java classes. Extension class loader loads classes from ext directories. Application class loader loads classes from the application class path. Understanding class loader help in debugging and managing dynamic class loading. Question number 37. What is the optional class in Java? Why it is used? Introduced in Java 8, optional is used to handle null values gracefully, reducing null pointer exception. Example is as follows. Optional enhances code readability and ensures null safety. Question number 38. What is the difference between checked and unchecked exceptions? Let's talk about checked exceptions. They must be declared in the throws clause or handled with a try catch block. For example, IO exception. Unchecked exceptions, subclasses of runtime exception, not mandatory to handle. Example, null pointer exception. Demonstrates your knowledge of error handling and exception hierarchy. Question number 39. Explain how garbage collection works in Java. Garbage collection in Java automatically reclaims memory occupied by unreachable objects. The key processes are mark and sweep and generational GC. Mark and sweep identifies and removes unreachable objects. Generational GC divides the heap into young, old, and permanent generations for efficiency. Understanding garbage collection ensures efficient memory management and application performance. Question number 40. What are the types of design patterns in Java? Creational patterns, structural patterns, and behavioral patterns. Creational patterns handle object creation, for example, singleton, factory, or builder. Structural patterns organize classes and objects, for example, adapter, decoder, and proxy. Whereas behavioral patterns manage object communication, for example, observer, strategy, and command. Example of singleton is as follows. Design patterns showcase your ability to write reusable and maintainable code. What is the purpose of the volatile keyword in Java? The volatile keyword ensures that changes to a variable are visible to all threads. It prevents the JVM from catching the variable value locally in a thread. Example is as follows. Volatile variable ensures thread visibility, making it an essential concept for multithreading. Question number 42. How does Java achieve platform independence? Java achieves platform independence through the JVM, that is the Java Virtual Machine. Java code is compiled into platform independent bytecode by the Java compiler. This bytecode can run on any JVM regardless of the underlying hardware or operating system. This tests your understanding of Java's architecture and why it is a VORA, that is the right once, read anywhere language. Question number 43. What is the difference between hash code and equals methods in Java? Equals determines object equality based on values, whereas hash code method generates a hash code used in hash based collections like hash map or hash set. If two objects are equal, their hash code must be the same. Example is as follows. Demonstrate your ability to implement and maintain the contract in Java. Question number 44. What is the difference among JDK, JRE and JVM? JDK, that is the Java Development Kit, JRE, that is the Java Runtime Environment, and JVM, that is the Java Virtual Machine. Let's talk about JDK. It contains tools for Java development like compiler and debugger, etc. JRE provides a runtime environment for Java programs, including the JVM and libraries. JVM, that is the Java Virtual Machine, executes bytecode and provides platform independence. This highlights your understanding of Java's development and runtime environment. Question number 45. What is the difference between a deep copy and a clone in Java? Clone creates a shallow copy unless deep copy logic is explicitly implemented. Deep copy copies all objects referenced by the original object. Example is as follows. Test your grasp of object cloning and memory management. Question number 46. What are functional interfaces in Java? Name a few examples. A functional interface has exactly one abstract method and can be implemented using lambda expression. For example, runnable, callable, predicate function. Example is as follows. Functional interfaces are the foundation of functional programming in Java. Question number 47. What is the purpose of the transient keyword in Java? The transient keyword in Java prevents a field from being serialized. Example is as follows. This demonstrates your understanding of Java serialization mechanism and security. Question number 48. What is a thread pool and why it is used? A thread pool manages a collection of reusable threads for executing tasks. The benefits could be reduces overhead of thread creation and destruction, allows better resource utilization. Example is as follows. Threads pools are crucial for scalable multi-threaded applications. Question number 49. What is the try with resources statement in Java? Introduced in Java 7, it simplifies resource management by automatically closing resources implementing auto-closable. Example is as follows. Prevents resource leaks, demonstrating effective exception handling. Question number 50. Explain the difference between abstract class and interface. Abstract class can have both abstract and concrete methods, support instance variables and constructors. In interface, all methods are implicitly public and abstract, except default and static methods. It supports multiple inheritance. Example is as follows. Knowing when to use an abstract class versus an interface is critical in designing robust applications. These questions focus on advanced Java concept, showcasing your in-depth knowledge of multithreading, functional programming, and memory management. Let me know if you want more questions. In this series, I will be discussing multiple questions related to Java programming, which are very important for the interview or Viva. So stay tuned. Do not forget to subscribe. We will talk about interview questions in Python programming. Let's deep dive into important interview questions with their proper answers and explanation. This is part 1 of this video. There are going to be multiple parts with multiple important questions for your interview preparation and Viva Voce. Question 1. What are Python's key features? Interpreted, dynamically typed, object oriented, extensive libraries, platform independent. When we talk about interpreted, Python is an interpreted language, meaning the code is executed line by line. It is dynamically typed. That means variables do not require explicit declaration. It is object oriented. That is Python support object oriented program. That is object oriented programming OOPS concept. Extensive libraries. A vast standard library supports tasks like data manipulation, web development, and many more. It is platform independent. That means code can run on any platform with a Python interpreter. Knowing Python's feature demonstrates your understanding on its strength and versatility. Question 2. What are Python's data type? Int, float, str, bool, list, tuple, and dictionary. These are fundamental of any Python program and are often used in problem solving. Question 3. Explain Python's GIL, that is Global Interpreter Lock. The GIL ensures that only one thread executes Python bytecode at a time, even on multi-core processors. It simplifies memory management but limits multi-threading performance. This is a common question for advanced roles, highlighting Python's threading limitation. Question 4. What is the difference between deep copy and shallow copy? Shallow copy copies the object but not nested objects. If there are changes in the nested objects, it reflects in both copies. Deep copy copies the object and all its nested objects. That is, it is independent copy. This is essential for working with complex data structures. Question 5. What is Python's self keyword? The self keyword is used to represent the instance of the class in method. It must be explicitly passed to access instance variables and methods. Demonstrates your understanding of Python's object-oriented programming concepts. Question 6. How is memory managed in Python? Automatic garbage collection, reference counting, and managed heap. If we talk about the automatic garbage collection, Python uses a garbage collector to free unused memory. It has reference counting, that is, an object is deleted when its reference count drops to zero. It is having the managed heap, that is, memory allocation is handled in a private heap. Memory management is crucial for writing efficient codes. Question 7. Explain Python's decorator, and it is really very important question. Decorators are functions that modify the behavior of another function or method. They are often used for logging, access control, and performance profiling. The example is as follows. Knowing decorators shows familiarity with higher order functions. Question 8. What are list comprehensions in Python? List comprehensions provide a concise way to create lists. The example is as follows. List comprehensions are essential for writing efficient and clean code. Question 9. How does Python handle exceptions? Python uses try, except, else, and finally blocks to handle exceptions. Example is as follows. Exception handling is vital for robust code. Question 10. What is the difference between is and double equal? Is compares object identity, whether two references point to the same object. Double equal compares object value. Example is as follows. Demonstrating knowledge of identity versus equality. Equality clarifies your understanding of Python's internals. 11. What are Python's mutable and immutable types? Mutable types can be changed after creation. Immutable types cannot be changed after creation. Example is as follows. Understanding mutability helps in designing efficient data structures. Question 12. Explain Python's with statement. The with statement ensures proper resource management such as closing files automatically after use. The example is as follows. The with statement simplifies resource management and prevents resource leaks. Question 13. What are Python generators and why are they used? Generators are iterators that yield items one at a time using the yield keyword. Example is as follows. Use case. Generators are memory efficient, especially for large datasets. Question 14. What is the difference between deep copy and copy? Copy creates a shallow copy of the object. Copy is basically a function which is available in the NumPy module, which can be used for creating a shallow copy. When we talk about deep copy, it creates a deep copy where all objects are recursively copied. The example is as follows. Question 15. What are Python's namespaces? Namespaces are containers that store names, that is variables, and their corresponding objects. The types could be local, global, and built-in. Local is inside a function, global is at the script level, whereas built-in core Python names like len. Example is as follows. Understanding namespaces prevents conflicts and errors in variable scoping. How is Python's lambda function different from a normal function? Lambda function is also known as anonymous function, which is created with the lambda keyword. Normal function defined using def keyword. Example is as follows. Lambdas are used for simple short-lived function. Question 17. What are Python meta classes? Meta classes define how classes are created. By default, Python uses type as the meta class. Custom meta class can control the class creation process. Example is as follows. Meta classes are an advanced feature used in frameworks like Django. Question 18. What is Python's static method and class method? Static method decorator and class method decorator. A static method decorator is a method that does not access the class or instance, whereas the class method decorator is that takes the class itself with the help of the CLS as the parameter as the first argument. Example is as follows. Question 19. Explain Python's pass, continue, and break. Pass, continue, and break are the three keywords which are present in Python. Pass, placeholder that does nothing. Continue skips the current iteration and moves to the next. Break exits the loop prematurely. Example is as follows. Question 20. What is Python's underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py file? The init file indicates that a directory should be treated as a Python package. It can also execute initialization codes for the package. Example is as follows. It is essential for creating modular and reusable code structures. What is the difference between property and a regular method in Python? Answer. Property turns a method into a read-only attribute. Regular method explicitly called with parameters. Example is as follows. Property allows controlled access to private attributes. Question number 22. Explain Python's method resolution order, that is MRO, method resolution order. MRO is the order in which Python locks for methods in a hierarchy of classes during inheritance. Python uses the C3 linearization algorithm. The example is as follows. MRO ensures a predictable and consistent method lookup order. Question number 23. What is the purpose of Python's ABC module? The ABC module allows the creation of abstract base classes. ABC stands for abstract base classes, enforcing the implementation of certain methods in derived class. Example is as follows. The ABC module is essential for defining interfaces in Python. Question number 24. What is the difference between is instance method and is subclass method? Is instance checks if an object is an instance of a class or its subclasses, whereas is subclass checks if class 1 is a subclass of class 2. The example is as follows. Both are critical for type checking in dynamic typing. Question number 25. What is the slot attribute in Python? The slots attribute restricts the creation of instance attributes to a predefined set, reducing memory usages. Example is as follows. Slots is used in memory optimization. Question number 26. How does Python handle method overloading? Python does not support traditional method overloading, that is, multiple methods with the same name but different parameter list. Instead, it uses default arguments or variable length argument. Example is as follows. Python's flexibility simplifies method handling without overloading. Question number 27. What are Python's magic methods? Magic methods or dunder methods are special methods surrounded by double underscores and define the behavior of objects for built-in operations. Example is as follows. Understanding magic methods is the key for operator overloading. Question number 28. What is the difference between deep copy and pickle? Deep copy creates a recursive copy of objects, whereas pickle serializes and deserializes Python objects to or from byte stream. Example is as follows. Pickle is used for persisting objects, while deep copy is for cloning in memory. Question number 29. What is the difference among map, filter, and reduce functions? Map applies a function to each item in an iterable. Filter filters item based on a condition, whereas reduce aggregates item into a single value. The example is as follows. Knowing functional programming tools is valuable for concise code. Question number 30. How do you implement multithreading in Python? Python provides a threading module for multithreading. However, due to the GIL, it is more suited for input-output bound task than CPU bound task. Example is as follows. Familiarity with threading and the GIL is vital for writing concurrent applications. We have already talked about the GIL in our previous video in the series. So I hope that you have watched that video. I have already provided the links of the series and the previous videos in the description below. What are meta classes in Python? How are they used? A meta class in Python is a class of a class that defines how a class behaves. Classes themselves are instances of meta classes. The default meta class in Python is type. The example is as follows. Meta classes are useful for enforcing constraints or dynamically modifying classes' behavior. Question number 32. How do you measure the performance of a Python script? You can use the timeit module for precise timing of small code snippets or profiling tools like cprofile for an entire script. Example with timeit is as follows. This helps identify bottlenecks in your code. Question number 33. What are weak references in Python? Why are they useful? A weak reference allows one object to reference another without increasing its reference count, which is useful for catching and preventing memory leaks. Example is as follows. Weak references are ideal for maintaining references to objects that can be garbage collected. Question number 34. What is monkey patching in Python? Is it recommended? Monkey patching refers to dynamically changing a class or module at runtime. It is generally discouraged due to maintenance risk. Example is as follows. Used with caution, it can lead to unpredictable behavior. Question number 35. What are Python's collections module feature? The collections module provides specialized data structure like counter, default DQ, ordered list, named tuple, and more. Example is as follows. The module simplifies many common programming tasks. Question number 36. Explain Python's getAttr, setAttr, and delAttr, that is get attribute, set attribute, and delete attribute. These are methods to intercept attribute access, setting or deleting, allowing dynamic behavior. Example is as follows. These methods are key for dynamic attribute handling. Question number 37. What are Python's coroutines and how do they differ from generators? Coroutines are special generators that can pause and resume execution but also accept input via send method. Example is as follows. Coroutines are used for asynchronous programming. What is the purpose of functions.lru underscore catch? LRU underscore catch is a decorator that catches functions results to optimize repeated calls with the same argument. Example is as follows. It is useful for memorization. Question number 39. How can you create custom decorators in Python? It is really very important question. Custom decorators are functions that take another function as input, add functionality and return it. Example is as follows. Decorators enhance or modify function behavior. Question number 40. How does Python's garbage collection work? Python uses reference counting and a cyclic garbage collector to manage memory. An object is garbage collected when its reference count drops to zero. Cycles are handled by the garbage collectors. Example is as follows. Understanding garbage collection help avoid memory leaks. Question number 41. What are Python asynchronous features and how do async and await work? Python supports asynchronous programming using async and await. Functions defined with async are coroutines that can be paused and resumed with await. Example is as follows. Asynchronous features allow for non-blocking input-output operations, improving program responsiveness. Question number 42. Explain the difference between deep copy and shallow copy. Shallow copy copies the outer object but references inner objects. Deep copy recursively copies all objects. Example is as follows. Use deep copies to avoid unintended changes to mutable objects. Question number 43. What is the global interpreter lock (GIL) in Python? Why is it significant? The GIL is mutex that protects access to Python objects, ensuring only one thread executes Python bytecode at a time, even on multi-core system. Improves thread safety, limits true multithreading for CPU-bound tasks, but is less restrictive for input-output bound tasks. Use multiprocessing or external libraries like NumPy. Question number 44. What are context managers in Python? How do you create a custom one? A context manager is used to manage resources like files efficiently using the with statement. Custom context manager example is as follows. Ensures resources are properly cleaned up. Question number 45. What are Python design patterns and how do you implement the singleton pattern? Design patterns are reusable solutions to common problems. Singleton ensures only one instance of a class exists. Example is as follows. Useful for managing shared resources like configurations. Question number 46. What is the difference between is and double equal in Python? Is checks if two variables refer to the same object. Identity comparison. Double equal checks if two variables have the same value. Value comparison. Example is as follows. Use is for identity comparison, especially with none. Question number 47. What are Python's data classes and why are they useful? Data classes provide a decorator and functions for automatically adding boilerplate method. For example, init and wrapper to classes. Example is as follows. Simplifies code for classes primarily used to store data. Question number 48. What are Python's memory management functions? Automatic garbage collection, reference counting, weak references. Automatic garbage collection removes unused objects. Reference counting tracks object references, whereas weak references prevent references count from increasing unnecessarily. Example is as follows. Memory management is automatic but can be manually controlled if needed. Question number 49. Slots. Why and when would you use them? Slots restrict the attributes a class can have, saving memory by avoiding a per instance dict. Example is as follows. Use for memory optimization in large objects. Question number 50. How can you optimize Python code for better performance? Use built-in functions, avoid global variables, profile the code, use generators, use C extensions. Using built-in functions can be faster and optimized. Avoiding global variables by using local variable instead. Profile the code. Use tools like C profile. Use generators. Save memory for large data. Use C extensions, libraries like NumPy and Cython. Example is as follows. Focus on algorithm efficiency and profiling tools for bottlenecks. I hope you have enjoyed this video and you have gained some knowledge and have understood the important questions which we have discussed in this series. Stay tuned for more such videos and do not forget to subscribe. Please put your queries in the comment section below so we can help you out with your queries. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned and do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and stay tuned. And in this series of data analyst interview question and answer, I am going to give you detailed explanation to help you prepare for interviews. There are going to be multiple types of questions which are going to be very important and useful for the interview purposes. I will be covering journal questions, technical questions, case based questions, tool specific questions, advanced concept questions, scenario based questions, and many more. So stay tuned till the end because this is going to be really very interesting series, and this is the first part in which I am going to cover 10 important interview preparation questions which are necessary to be gone through for data analyst interview. Let's start. First part contains general questions. Question 1. What does a data analyst do? A data analyst collects, processes, and performs statistical analysis on large data set to identify trends, patterns, and insights that support decision making. They often work with the tools like Excel, SQL, Python, or R to visualize and interpret data. You will be easily getting the Python series on this channel itself, so please check the description for the link of the playlist. Question 2. What are the key skills required for a data analyst? So, there are so many skills which are necessary for being a good data analyst, but I am telling about some important. Strong analytical skills, proficiency in data tools like SQL, Excel, and visualization tools like Tableau, Power BI, programming knowledge in Python or R, understanding of statistics and probability, data cleaning and processing skills. Question number 3. Explain the difference between structured and unstructured data. Structured data, organized and stored in row and columns. For example, relational database, that is RDBMS, which is actually in the tabular form. Unstructured data lacks a preferred format. For example, it could be in the format of text, image, videos, etc. Question 4. What is data cleaning? Why is it important? Data cleaning involves identifying and correcting errors in the dataset, such as missing values, duplicates, or outliers. It ensures accuracy and consistency, improving the reliability of analytical results. Question number 5. What are some common challenges in data analysis? Incomplete or missing data, handling outliers, ensuring data privacy and security, combining data from multiple sources, communicating findings effectively. Technical questions. Question number 6. Explain the difference between a primary key and a foreign key in a database. Now, when we talk about the concept of primary key and foreign key, these are basically related to the database management system. And when you are talking about the data analysis, so that is very important to understand about the DBMS part. So when we talk about the primary key, it is a unique identifier for each row in our table. And foreign key is a field in one table that refers to the primary key in another table to establish a relationship. So in a relational database management system, that is RDBMS, which represents the data in the tabular format, row column combination, these concepts are very much used. Question number 7. How do you handle missing data in a data set? Remove rows or column with missing data. Impute missing values using mean, median, mode, or prediction models. Use interpolation for time series data. Question number 8. What is the difference between inner join and outer join in SQL? So, inner join returns row with matching values in both tables. Whereas when we talk about the outer join, it includes unmatched rows along with matched rows. For example, left, right, full outer joins are present. Question number 9. How do you identify outliers in our dataset? Using statistical methods like the Z-score or IQR, that is interquartile range, or visualizing data with box plots or scatter plots. So when we talk about the scatter plot, that is concept which is included in the matplotlib. With the help of matplotlib module, you will be easily able to understand more about the scatter plots. The link for the matplotlib module is present in the description. You can just go through the playlist for better understanding and the practical applications also. Question number 10. What is normalization and why is it important in databases? When we talk about normalization, organizes data to reduce redundancy and improve consistency. It ensures efficient data storage and retrieval. Statistical questions. Question number 11. What is the difference between correlation and causation? When we talk about correlation, it measures the relationship between two variables, whereas causation implies one variable causes the effect in another. Question number 12. Explain the central limit theorem. The central limit theorem states that the sampling distribution of the sample mean approaches a normal distribution as the sample size increases, regardless of the population distribution. Question number 13. What is p-value in hypothesis testing? The p-value measures the probability of obtaining results as extreme as observed, assuming the null hypothesis is true. The smaller p-value, which could be less than 0.05, typically indicates strong evidence against the null hypothesis. Question number 14. What is multicollinearity and how do you address it? Multicollinearity occurs when independent variables in a regression model are highly correlated. It can be addressed by removing one of the correlated variables using regularization techniques like lasso or ridge regression. Question number 15. Explain the concept of variance and standard deviation. Variance. It measures the average squared deviation of each data point from the mean. Whereas when we talk about the standard deviation, the square root of variance representing data is spread in the same units as the data. Case-based questions. Question number 16. How would you analyze customer churn? Collect relevant data, for example, transaction history, demographics, perform exploratory data analysis to identify churn patterns. Use predictive models to classify high risk customers. Implement retention strategies based on insights. Question number 17. How do you evaluate the performance of a predictive model? Use metric like accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, and ROC AUC, depending on the problem type, classification, or regression. Question number 18. Explain how would you handle a dataset with 1 million rows and 50 columns. Use efficient data processing, libraries like pandas or Dask. Perform data sampling for initial analysis. Optimize queries using indexing in SQL database. Question number 19. How would you explain technical insights to a non-technical stakeholder? Use visualizations. This is including the charts or graphs. avoid jargon, and focus on actionable insights. Relate finding to business objectives. Question number 20. What steps would you take to clean a messy data set? Remove duplicates, handle missing data, correct inconsistent formats, identify and address outliers. Tool specific questions. Question number 21. What is your experience with Tableau or Power BI? If this kind of question is asked to you, describe the projects where you created dashboards or performed data visualization, focusing on the business value delivered. Because these are totally dependent on the projects what you have done. So make sure that you are having some knowledge of these particular tools like Tableau or Power BI and you have practiced them. So you will be able to explain the like tool based specific scenario based questions. Question number 22. Explain a window function in SQL. A window function performs calculations across a set of rows related to current row. For example, rank, running totals. Question number 23. What are pivot tables in Excel? Pivot table summarizes and analyzes large data sets by grouping and aggregating data. Question number 24. How do you use Python for data analysis? Libraries like Pandas, NumPy are used for the data manipulation, Matplotlib, Seaborn for visualization, scikit-learn for machine learning. And I would like to tell you that all these things are already discussed on this channel. So I will be attaching the links of the NumPy module, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn. All these are present on this channel itself with different playlists. So I will be attaching those series in the description below. So do not forget to check it for your better understandings. Question number 25. What is the difference between a heat map and a scatter plot? So when we talk about heat map, it shows data density using colors. Whereas when we talk about the scatter plot, it plots individual data points to show relationships. Behavioral questions. Question number 26. Describe a challenging data project you worked on. Now, in this kind of question, you can just share details about the problems, your role, steps taken, tools used, and results achieved. You will be describing all about your project in this context. Question number 27. How do you prioritize tasks in a data analysis project? By understanding project goals, stakeholder needs, and focusing on high impact analysis first. Question number 28. How do you ensure data accuracy? By cross validation, data quality checks, automating validation processes. Question number 29. What is your approach to learn new tools or technologies? By hand on practices, online courses, documentation, and community forums. Obvious, it is very obvious that you have to practice, you have to go through multiple online courses because everybody tell something new definitely. The documentation is really very good resource when you are willing to learn something new, a particular programming language or a tool, technical like language related modules and all. So those things are very necessary to go through and you can answer in such way. Question number 30. How do you handle tight deadlines? Like when you will be working, like you are giving the interview for your job, definitely. So when you are working in a firm, they expect that you are able to handle the deadlines. So you have to tell that how you handle the deadlines and what is your preferences. So you can say by prioritizing tasks, automating repetitive work, and communicating effectively with the team. We will be discussing about some advanced concepts like ETL processes, dimensional modeling, cloud computing related data analysis, big data, and predictive modeling. These all things I will be discussing. Question number 31. Explain the ETL process. ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. ETL is a process in data integration where extract simply is for data. Like when we talk about extract, data is collected from multiple sources. We extract the data from multiple sources. Transform, so data is cleaned, formatted, and transformed into a suitable format. Load is processed data is stored in a target database or data warehouse. So extract, is extracting the data or collecting the data from multiple sources. Transforming is that when you clean, format, and transform the data into the suitable format. And loading is the processing part of the data when you store the data after a transformation in the target database or warehouse. Question number 32. What is dimensional modeling? Dimensional modeling is a data structure technique optimized for data retrieval. It uses fact table, that is quantitative data, and dimension table, that is contextual data, to organize data in a star or snowflake scheme for efficient querying in data warehouses. Question 33. How does cloud computing relate to data analysis? Cloud computing offer scalable storage, computing power, and tools for data analysis, enabling analysts to process large data sets using platforms like AWS, like where it is giving Redshift S3, Google Cloud, which is giving BigQuery, and Microsoft Azure. And I want to inform you that the cloud computing series is also present on the channel. So I will be sharing the link of cloud computing in the description. Do not forget to watch it because that is really, really helpful and easy to understand, easy to go series. So do not forget to watch it. It is having multiple videos in it, and that will be definitely helpful to you for going in depth in very less amount of time. Question number 34. What is big data? Name tools for analysis. Big data refers to data sets that are too large or complex to process with traditional methods. Like traditional methods are SQL you are using, or Oracle and all relational database you are using. That is traditional. But when you talk about big data, it includes the tools like Apache Hadoop, Apache Spark, Kafka, or BigQuery. So Google is having the BigQuery, and Hadoop and Spark are the Apache products, and Kafka is another product which is helpful for the big data analysis. Question number 35. What is predictive modeling? Predictive modeling uses historical data and machine learning algorithms to predict future outcomes. Examples include regression analysis, decision trees, and neural networks. Question number 36. What are time series data and its applications? Time series data represents observations collected sequentially over time. Applications include stock market analysis, weather forecasting, and sales trends. Question number 37. Explain clustering in data analysis. Clustering is an unsupervised learning technique used to group similar data points, and the common algorithms in it include k-mean and hierarchical clustering. Question number 38. What is the difference between supervised and unsupervised learning? It's quite simple question. When we talk about supervised learning, in this the model is trained or labeled. Supervised learning model has the trained or labeled data, whereas when we talk about the unsupervised learning, the model works with unlabeled data to find patterns. There is one more type of machine learning algorithms. There is one more type, that is the reinforcement learning. And when we talk about the reinforcement learning, it is actually the combination of the supervised and the unsupervised learning. When we talk about supervised learning model, so where you are already knowing that what is going to be the output, that time simply the supervised learning comes there, like classification is there. And unsupervised is you can say the projects when you are working like chatbots and all, so that will be having the unsupervised learning algorithm implementations. Question number 39. Explain A/B testing and its importance. A/B testing compares two versions, A and B, of a product or feature to determine which performs better based on a metric like conversion rate. Question number 40. What is the purpose of data pipeline? A pipeline or a data pipeline automates data flow between systems, ensuring relatable extraction, transformation, and loading for analysis and storage. When we talk about data pipeline, simply you can say pipeline means that one pipe is there from where the data is coming, like output is coming, and then that output will be the input to another pipe. Then the output from the second pipe will be the input to the third pipe. This way, a data pipeline automates data flow between systems, ensuring relatable extraction, transformation, and loading for analysis or storage purposes. What is the importance of data visualization? Data visualization help interpret complex data, identify patterns, and communicate insights effectively using charts, graphs, and dashboards. When we talk about data visualization, there are multiple ways to represent the charts and the tools. You can say that the matplotlib is a really helpful tool, and the matplotlib series I have already uploaded on the channel, so I will attach the link in the description. Just check it out, that is going to be helpful to you. Question number 42: how would you choose the right chart type for data? Bar charts are used for comparisons, line chart for trend over time, pie chart for proportions, and heat map for density or intensity is used. Question number 43: what is a dashboard and why it is important? A dashboard is a visual representation of key matrices and trends, providing stakeholders with actionable insights in real life. Question number 44: explain the difference between histogram and bar chart. Now, when we talk about the histogram and the bar chart, they look alike, they look similar to each other, but actually they are different. Histogram displays frequency distribution for numerical data, whereas the bar chart represents categorical data comparisons. Question number 45: what is a KPI? How do you define it? KPI stands for Key Performance Indicator. A KPI is a measurable value indicating the performance of a process or objective. For example, sales, growth, customer retentions, etc. Scenario based questions. Question number 46: how would you analyze customer satisfaction data? Gather customer feedbacks like surveys, reviews, use sentiment analysis for text data, create visualization to identify patterns and trends. I have also uploaded the machine learning projects related videos on the channel, and you can just go through them to understand about these concepts like how to analyze the data. So some idea you will be getting through it in less amount of time. So please check the description because there I have attached the links of the project videos. Question number 47: you notice anomalies in sales data. What steps do you take? Validate data source, investigate anomalies like seasonality, external events, communicate finding to stakeholders. Question number 48: how would you handle a situation where stakeholders disagree with your analysis? Present clear evidence using visualization and data, explain methodology and assumptions, invite feedback to address concerns collaboratively. Question number 49: how do you prioritize conflicting data analysis requests? Assesses urgency and business impact, communicate with the stakeholders, allocate resources effectively, and set expectations. Question number 50: how would you optimize a slow SQL query? Use indexes, optimize joins and subqueries, avoid select asterisks, analyze query plans for bottlenecks. So the questions which we have discussed, we have covered. It covered the various domains, including the foundational concept, technical skills, statistical knowledge, visualization, and behavioral questions to prepare you comprehensively for data analyst interview. Let me know if you want me to discuss more questions, and if you have any query you can definitely put it in the comment section below. Do not forget to check the description, I button, and the end screen for different playlists and related informative videos. And in the description you will be also getting the blog link, so don't forget to read them out. They are really very helpful for the interview preparation. And watch the other videos of this series also. Thank you so much. Do not forget to subscribe. Take care and stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.